Welcome back. This is everything for the month of September 2024. So let's just get right into it. Pretty good month. Stack is looking pretty decent. Got some new books coming. Some books are maybe on the line. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, kicking things off, Black Panther #8. This book has been on the fence, and I did mention in an earlier video being on the chopping block. I just wasn't. It's a very slow burn, which I think is okay sometimes. I find more and more books are kind of being written for the trade. So, you're kind of reading month to month and you're like, not a lot is happening here. And then something does. So at the end of this issue, particularly, specifically, I should say, Black Panther's, he's still fighting Khonshu, Moon Knight, still trying to figure out what's going on with his vibranium. What about this other element? He's, wars afoot. He's getting these visions. And then, but at the same time, Killmonger and Storm are out, trying to find some matches for him as well. And now this is where I was like, this book was on the chopping block. And then I got to the end of this here where Storm and Killmonger are fighting this guy. And he tells him, if you want the answers you're looking for, you're going to have to get from the Sorcerer Supreme. And I really like Doctor Strange. So I'm going to stick with this book because I just want to see what the ultimate version of the Doctor is. Or the Sorcerer Supreme, I should say. Now, I could just wait and see what, I'm sure it'll be revealed on the internet at some point in the future, but there's just, the comic book fan in me just, it's like, there's a voice in my head that's just saying, stick with it, see who Doctor Strange is, and then I'll probably be on the book a little longer. So, we're sticking with the Black Panther. It's that kind of ending to the issue, the tease of the Sorcerer Supreme, enough to keep me on board. So, moving on. Ultimates #4. This issue is very much just, what was this, Doom, Ultimate Doom, Reed Richards, what was his life like in this universe? And it is not great. They still go into space with Sue and Johnny and Ben, but like Johnny burns up in space. Ben, it's just like all the heroes, everyone just has a gruesome ending. The Fantastic Four do not work out. And the Maker is just basically torturing Reed for what feels like decades, getting him to just give up his name and just admit that he turns him into Doom, which is pretty wild. So, and he is all kind of scarred up. That's why he's wearing the mask. That's kind of cool. But Tony, being a young guy, doesn't quite understand fully probably what Reed's going through. He's there to help. He does see him as a friend, but Doom is basically dedicated to recreating the Fantastic Four and trying to fix, what he had done, which is a very Reed thing to do. But it really cool take in this Ultimates book. Really digging this one still. Ultimate Spider-Man, my favorite Ultimate book. So Sinister Six have been revealed. You can see them on the cover here. So the hunt is on. Green Goblin, Doc Ock kind of working together. They try to give Spider-Man a new suit, one that doesn't have the Stark tech and can't be hacked by Stark. He has like this classic, Iron Spider armor. Does not like it, so he sticks with the old classic red and blues, which is a simpler solution compared to the nanomachine version that he was using before. Still looks like made a Kevlar bulletproof, they kind of say, it'll keep him alive, which is good, but very much more classic, spandex tights. So they go hunting, they run into Black Cat. I'm calling him Black Cat. And fight ensues. Peter doesn't decide to kill him. He's in a position he could have. He doesn't. Webs him up. And then the Green Goblin does. It's just like, this is the game. Like, you got to realize, this is what's happening. Sorry, he doesn't die. He's still moving. Peter goes to call an ambulance, and the Green Goblin's just like, I'll never hesitate to kill these guys. Like, it's us or them. This is the game, right? And Peter kind of understands it. It doesn't quite, you can see the tensions building there, but Peter has a friend, someone he can confide in as they do get in the hero business. So again, Hickman giving us the Spider-Man we all want. Moving on, Ultimate X-Men. I should mention all the X-Men books are kind of all the Ultimate books are kind of at the top of my pile because I'm just trying to, I don't know, I'm really into them. They're really good. They're really fun. So yeah, where we left off, Armor Hisako is with their friends. They're learning more about, this group, the Children of the Children of the Atom, sorry, who may or may not be creating mutants. I have this theory that they're using blood from pure, I don't want to use the term, from mutants, people that actually have the X gene, using them to create like a subset of like half mutants, maybe? I don't know. But Surge is kind of wrapped up with them. So is the Shadow King. And yeah, we learn a little bit about what's going on. Kwan is working with, wait, is she? No, sorry. She has a brother's in the police force, and she's kind of like, working and stuff. But there's definitely some stuff afoot, the Children of the Atom are disposing of dead mutants. Yeah, it's getting kind of wild and crazy. It's building up. The team is formed. They go to the Lantern Festival, and that's kind of where it ends. We're probably gonna have a big fight in the next issue again with our team and the Shadow King. Transformers number 12, end of the first year, and man, oh man, this book is just continuing to just, I want to say, like, blow my expectations away, honestly. Full gang is pretty much, most of the gang that we've seen so far, the Autobot side, has been repaired. They're on the move. They're storming Shockwave's fortress to shut down the portal to end him basically harvesting Earth for Energon. And, the battle's going back and forth. It's pretty awesome. Optimus goes through the portal to go and save Ratchet and, Cliffjumper and Jazz are back in there. And he basically goes toe-to-toe with Shockwave, messes him up. And as he's about to blow the gate, the new girl, not RC, I can't remember her name now. Alita 1, Alita Prime. She basically stops him. She's like, this is the Energon we need to basically win the war. Like, she's been on Cybertron all these years, these centuries fighting. And she's basically like, you don't understand what this would do. This will change. This will give the Autobots everything they need. But I was just like, it's going to destroy Earth, right? You can't abandon us, and he chooses Earth. It's kind of wild. And doing so blows off a chunk of Cybertron, which then goes crashing into the Earth. Beachcomber comes, okay, this is actually pretty cool. Like, Optimus Prime is falling through the atmosphere. He's burning up. He's just like, well, this is it, right? And then, boom, Beachcomber on the surfboard. So cool. Love it. And yeah, there's now just a giant chunk of Cybertron crashed into the ocean. So that's cool. And yeah, we'll see where he goes. I think there's roughly one more year left for this book, not for the book itself, but for Danny Warren Johnson on it. So I'm gonna definitely stick with it for then. I know there's some oversized editions coming out of this, but I'll wait to see what the reviews are on those before I pick them up, because definitely this is like, I think of all the Transformer comics I've read, and I've read quite a few dating back to the old like IDW relaunch. No, sorry, I think before that, even Dreamwave. Yeah, this one's my favorite so far. All right, speaking of Daniel Warren Johnson, his new book out with Riley Rosmo. The moon is following one. So these parents are trying to find their daughter. She's lost. She's somewhere. They're kind of in this like fantasy world, but there's technology. It's kind of wild. They're fighting stuff. There's this like crazy bat that sells weapons. Like, book's got so many cool ideas going on, honestly. But yeah, they're just trying to find their daughter. Things are not working out for them. They have to basically abandon their plan. The mother, she gets hurt, and this guy that's with him is like, you gotta leave for her to like, to heal. She can't stay in our lands. We can't fix her. So like, oh, where are they from? Because, there's like fantasy stuff, but then they're in like a helicopter and using guns and things like that. And yeah, the kind of twist is that both of them are like in this, they're like in a virtual world. Like, it cuts to them lying on their bed with all this like equipment and stuff running to it. And yeah, and it finds out their daughter is there, but she's lost. you know, that you find she's been down for like 6 months and they're trying to find her inside this like dream world, which is a really cool idea. So yeah, first issue. I pretty much say this every Dallin Warren Johnson book and pretty much everything I read by Riley Rosmo. Like, these guys know how to put out a first issue, honestly. Like, you read this and you're just like, oh, it's so much like really good world building, a nice bit of action, and then that last page, you're like, ooh, I'll be back for next month, 100%. So yeah, highly recommend this one. Saga issue 69, that cover kind of ties in with the issue numbering, but yeah, like always, there's drama, there's characters moving on. The Will is, you know, using again. He's off the wagon, and he's got his girlfriend. Like, they're both currently using, and he's starting to see the visions again of everyone who's died. So that's great. And they're trying to figure out what's going on with Robot, Prince Robot, because, you know, he's kind of being down the dumps. They're thinking of maybe sending him off to like, I guess like a school slash, I don't know what I'm thinking of, like, not like an asylum or a hospital, but just a place where that could help him. And other people in the ship are kind of recommending as well. We found out this guy, double agent, he's up to something. Yeah, never trust anybody. And then yeah, more robots are trying to find, again, they're still trying to find her. Like, Lana is still going on. There's this really cool thing where this woman shows up, this robot princess. Sorry, she's not royalty, but she shows up. She travels to the lion cat, which is not our lion cat that we know, but a different lion cat, same species, in this like portal, and promises, cross my heart. And you see that look, like clearly she's trying to say lying, but can't because whatever spell she's under. So yeah, again, really cool. Oh, you can also get this cover as a shirt. I was tempted, but maybe a little risky to wear around work. Oh, The Office. Yeah, dude, love Saga. It's just going along. And then, boom, the return of Ultra Mega. Man, oh man, I love this book so much. I'm just giggling. It's extra size, which is great. I think every issue moving forward is going to be this big size. And yeah, so it kind of opens up on a completely different planet where there's Ultra Megas just hanging out. And they, you know, they're fighting the corruptions. They see one, they chase it down. They, like, you find there's like a city of them, and they're like, we have to send one of you away to help or find this cure, or not to find a cure. Like, they're like, we have to send you away to help other Ultra Megas. So they're basically going to Earth. And Earth, the head of our hero, as we last saw, was in space, gets found, crashes back on Earth. His son finds him. They build him a little body. Like, this book, there's so much going on. I can't cover everything, but they're trying to prevent a world of Ultra Megas. Some of them, right? There's this like evil world, but then there's like peaceful Ultra Megas, like Megas. Maybe they're not called Ultra. Yeah, this book is just, again, there's always so much going on. It's so crazy. His son is still going Ultra, which is cool. He only has one hand. He's fighting stuff. And then the book ends where our hero, not our hero, but the kid from the other planet shows up. And he's there to help. So, yeah. Back with a bang, honestly. I love Ultra Mega. I still want, maybe when it's all done, this second volume's done, Image will do like a big oversized version. They're doing oversized versions of Transformers and all the G.I. Joe stuff from Skywave. So this, or Skybound. This is part of Skybound imprint. So fingers crossed. Let's get it done. So that's all for the single issues. Moving on to other stuff. I got this collection of short stories, Tomorrow the Birds, Osamu Tezuka. Blaze has been publishing a lot of Tezuka's stuff in English, which is really good. It's just like a collection of short stories where like birds have become like the dominant species on Earth. It's printed back in the 70s, early 70s. So yeah, you know, Tezuka's like the godfather of manga. So trying to get anything that is published and translated, honestly, is always a bonus. So I've just been picking this up as it goes, just to kind of put in the library. I'm a big fan of his work, huge Astro Boy fan. So everything I read, even these other like non-Astro Boy stuff, because that's really all I've had access to, other than maybe, yeah, mostly Astro Boy. There's not a lot of other Osamu Tezuka stuff, but yeah, looking forward to reading this. Should be a lot of fun. Moving on. Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman, Complete Collection, Volume 4. I think this is the last volume. Just kind of flipping through this does seem to kind of wrap up a lot of the stuff that's going on. We've got some future stuff. This doesn't end with it going directly into Secret Wars like the Avengers, because he did Fantastic Four before the Avengers, but stories from this do come back and all this stuff, right? So yeah, there's some good stories in here. Marcos Martin, who's a really big favorite artist of mine, does a few stories in here, so that's cool to see. I wish he did more stuff, mainstream anyways, but yeah, good read. Bad Blood. So I didn't buy this one. This was actually given to me. I was over at a friend's house for a weekend visiting, and he just disappeared. He's like, oh, I got a book you might want. So we were co-workers, and the studio we worked at, the art director gave him this book, and I was like, oh, Tyler Crook. I really like Tyler Crook, so I'm into horror comics, so I picked this up. So I don't really know what it's about. I'm assuming Bad Blood. There's like vampire monsters in it, so yeah, looks fun. Again, I saw Tyler Crook. I saw it was a horror comic. I was like, if you don't want this, I'll take it. Like, I won't say no to most free comic books. So yeah, looking forward to that one. I don't know when this was even came out. I really only started recognizing Tyler Crook stuff around, oh geez, when he was working on like BPRD. So just looking at the front page here, see if I can find a quick date. Rights Reserved, 2014. So about 10 years ago. Perfect. Yeah, so I guess this was a single issue, but it's oversized. So the Blood Brothers Mother, issue 2. Yeah, this is 2, I believe. Yes. Just continuing this Revenge of these boys out to find revenge. So first issue was really good. I'm looking forward to reading this one. I do like the oversized books. I really do. My only, and this is just not an actual complaint, I gotta go buy an actual magazine box to fit these in, because I'm buying more distillery stuff. So I just need a place to store them rather than just sitting on my bookshelf. I do though think I will switch over to maybe just getting the trades, because most of these distillery books are like 3-4 issues, and I've really liked the ones I've gotten so far. I've gotten a couple of the horror ones which have been really good, and I've obviously anything that Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Russo do is pretty solid. So especially when it comes to like Revenge, Cowboys, that's right up their alley. So yeah, still really liking this stuff though. I don't think I have any other distillery books other than, I don't know. There was a point where I was gonna order more, but then I was like, I'll wait for trades. So just rambling now. So, and finally, Den, Volume 3. I haven't read the Volume 2 of Den yet, but it was, first volume was great. It was awesome to get, again, I'm a big Richard Corbin fan, so being able to go back and read all this stuff, because it's like impossible to get this stuff without it being reprinted like this. I'm digging the format and all that stuff. I think there might be maybe one more volume of Den. I don't know. But judging from like the cover, right, that kind of gives me like the story's ending. You have a guy carrying a body with waves crashing. All that symbolism to me means end of story, but we'll see. And then I don't know what comes after the Den stuff. There's so much other Richard Corbin stuff I hope they preprint, but yeah, that's everything for the month. Pretty good stack, like I said. Sticking with Ultimate Black Panther for now. We'll see who the Sorcerer Supreme is. Maybe it'll be next issue, and then I'll be happy, but we'll find out next month. So as always, let me know what you think. Send me your jeers, send me your cheers, and I'll see you next month.